Worldwide parent coach and conscious educator Sue DeCaro is on a mission to revitalize the joy in parenting. Welcome to Conscious Parents, Thriving Kids, a podcast designed to help parents all over the world create deeper connections with themselves and their children while overcoming life's daily parenting challenges. Listen in if you want to bring more laughter, love, and enjoyment to your home life.
Welcome to Conscious Parents, Thriving Kids, a place for all things parenting. I am your host, Sue DeCaro. We all want our children to be happy and successful, correct? However, one of the things that I have learned from my dear friend and mentor, Dr. Shefali, is that these things are not the key elements to focus on when raising our children. That was a big learning opportunity for me. And you might be wondering, why not? Who wouldn't want their kids to be happy and successful and promote that in their homes? This is where we need to peel the onion back, layer by layer, and look at ourselves. What is it that we are looking for in our kids? Does their happiness and success have something to do with fulfilling our needs, our desires, our expectations, our agendas? For some, the answer might be yes. But I encourage you to look deeply within yourself and unpack your desires that you see for your children. Look at each one with a microscope of sorts to determine what it represents and why it is so important to you. I know I had to do this in my own life in raising my children. Why was it important for them to be successful? And what was that about for me? Not for them, but for me. So, for example, I wanted my first child to go to college in the worst way. I was super excited about the college process, the opportunity to take a road trip, and the experience that she would have on a school campus. This was all about me and not at all about her. My lesson and opportunity to look within for this particular ego-based need occurred when she refused to look at colleges and suggested that if I pushed her, ultimately, I'd be throwing my money out the window. Imagine what an awakening that was for me. When our children present us with opportunities to think about why we are pushing them to do something, it is important or imperative that we reflect on it, that we look deeply within. Why was it so important for me to assume and demand that my daughter went to college right after high school? This was part of my own conditioning. My dad always said that knowledge could never be taken away from you. So, of course, he felt we should always increase our knowledge by learning and growing. I grew up in a family where continuing education was a priority. It was expected and seen as the only path to success. And so, of course, these were the lenses that I looked at my own kids with. So if my daughter did not go to college, would she then not experience success? No. Success is defined by our children for our children, not by us. As they get older, they are creating their own definition of success, what it looks like and feels like for them, if we allow them. We cannot know what success looks like for another human being. It is truly a personal experience. We could meet someone who drives a BMW, lives in a fancy home, has a vacation home, perhaps an executive position in a large corporation, and flies in a private jet. That might look successful to us, but is that success to the person experiencing it? One never knows. Happiness is also a very personally defined experience. I remember someone saying to me many years ago, you should be happy because you have whatever it is I had. We all can fill in the blank, right? It could be anything. This person was pointing out all of the material things that I had, thinking that was happiness. Happiness is not tied up in material things. It is something that comes from within. Happiness is built inward and then is expressed outward. So when you look at your children, keep in mind that happiness and success are for them to define. They need to own it and look for it in a way that serves them? What if we help them to build resilience and the ability to advocate for themselves? These are the things that would really serve them in life each and every day, as opposed to the focus of success and happiness. What does that look like for you? What are your thoughts about this topic? I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for joining me. Remember, every moment is a new moment for conscious connections.
Thanks for listening to Conscious Parents, Thriving Kids. If you like what you heard, the best compliment you can give us is to share this podcast with a friend. And be sure to give us some stars and a favorable review at Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen in.